Let me show you how my mom makes her special coconut jollof rice. She normally prepares this particular food when we are celebrating our birthday or any period that we have a lot of coconuts in the house. According to her, whenever you roast your coconut on the fire, you will easily remove the bags. And you see this coconut water, we don't joke with it. I remember back then, how dare you leave the kitchen when my mom is cooking? Who told you you can do so? I'm not just cooking today, but I'm bringing back memories. Don't worry, I'll tell you my siblings' reaction when I finish making this particular meal. For the sake of those people that would love to be preparing this particular meal for their family, just like my mom usually does, I will be leaving a detailed recipe for making this particular coconut jollof rice. As for my protein, I'll be using 12 pieces of beef, which I washed very well with salt severally and season them afterwards with half bowl of onions. Then for you seasoning, ginger, garlic powder, curry powder, salt and seasoning cubes. So I went ahead to mix this very well before cooking. Whispers your sweet domain. Valley cries like a gentle stream. When I placed my meat on the fire, I first allow it to boil for a minute before adding any water. So that is just the basic thing that you need to know about cooking your meat. Next, I have here my fresh tomatoes, cayenne pepper and bell pepper. For the quantity of rice that I'll be making today, I'll be using 7 pieces of fresh tomatoes, 25 pieces of cayenne pepper and 1 bell pepper. Please, I don't want to hear that my vegetables is too much. Remember, you are making coconut jollof rice, and because I don't want my coconuts to take over the jolloфness in this rice. So I'm going to make these vegetables to be okay, very okay for the rice. So to begin with, I have to start removing the seed. I love doing that. It is important for you to remove the seed out of those peppers, okay? So that is just exactly what I'm doing right now. At this point, I went ahead to check on my meat. If your meat is not soft enough, go ahead and add more water, but if it is so, turn on the gas. Back to what I was doing earlier, I'll be using 2 onion balls and 9 scotch bonnet pepper. So that is what I'll be using for this particular coconut jollof rice. So I'll just go ahead and blend this roughly. Here is our 3 cups of rice that we'll be making, and this is not basmati rice, neither is it foreign rice. This is authentic Nigerian local rice. I went miles searching for this rice. I really want to make this rice exactly the way my mom usually makes it, so that's why. Here I'm actually trying to extract the coconut juice. Okay, so this is how we do it manually. Once I'm done grinding it, go ahead and extract it with hot water, specifically hot water. Once I finished extracting the juice, I quickly went on and checked on my rice. Remember, I didn't parboil my rice. I actually soak it for 10 good minutes so that it will soften a bit and it will prevent the rice from being soggy. Here is my blended tomatoes, pepper and onions, and just as you can see, it is roughly blended, but you are going to see some magic while cooking. In the golden hour, she's a dream alive. Her story's written where hopes. Ooh, our tomatoes is well cooked and have actually dried up all the water, so this is the perfect texture that we'll be needing for this recipe. Also, in a pot, go in with some vegetable oil and start frying your meat. See, you can decide to do shallow frying or deep frying depending on what you want. Next, start frying your onions. This is half onions. I'm going to be frying it with the same oil. Well, I reduce the oil. After frying it for a minute, go in with your tomato paste and fry. Like, fry this until it is well fried. Once I've gotten what I wanted, I went in with my fresh tomatoes and pepper. The rhythm of life flows in her veins, and the love takes away all the pain. And I love you. Right now, I'm going to add my fresh grinded ginger and garlic, then stir all together. This contains my beni, kitchen lily, for you spices, curry powder and seasoning cubes. So I'm going to go ahead and stir it very well as well. Afterwards, I'm going to also test for salt before adding any salt to this. A spark of joy that'll never die. With every beat, our hearts align. And I love you're one of a kind. Once I add in my meat stock, I'm going to go ahead and also add crayfish. That one is optional. It is kind of necessary but not sufficient. Also, I went in with my bay leaf, just 2 leaves of it, then stir all together. Right now, I can now go in with my washed rice. So when I pour this rice, I make sure that I stir it and mix it very well, because you don't want the one side of the rice to be tasting salty and the other side is not tasting nice. Okay, next I'm going to now pour in the coconut milk that we extracted. Actually, the amount of water that you'll be using depend on the quantity of rice that you'll be making. So because I'm making coconut jollof rice, that is the reason I used the coconut extract, that is the coconut juice, to cook this particular food, which is equivalent to 4 cups of water for 3 cups of rice. After 25 minutes, I went ahead to check my rice and it's almost done. I went ahead to check on the rice at this point and it is perfect. So right now, I'm just going to cover the pot and give it more minutes to dry up the water. In a pan, I went in with some groundnut oil, onions, pepper and seasoning because I want to make my meat a pepper meat. The piano hums your soft refrain, guitar whispers your sweet domain. Violin cries like a gentle stream, flute soars high like endless dream. And I love you, light up the sky, a spark of joy. Alright, let's check on our rice, and right now I'm going to just go in with onions and stir it very well, because at this point your rice is so much ready. Just small touch up. After stirring my rice, at this point I am going to be adding some coconut flakes lastly, and this is what it looks like. You see this particular rice, my siblings almost scraped down the whole pot, like, because it's so yummy. So come and dig in with us, okay? This is called creamy coconut party jollof. Once you are holding any party and you prepare this meal, omo, I am coming there. I am coming there, whether you invite me or not, because this delicacy I don't want to miss. Gentle waves, her laughter rings like
like a melody sweet. Every step she takes makes the world complete. And I love